sometimes fighters don't know, humans don't know, for sometimes decades, the implications and repercussions of their actions. Truly, boxing, if any other activity were to fit as well, I could probably think of some, but truly boxing fits the butterfly effect theory, which says that one small ripple, one flick of a butterfly's wing can have repercussions around the globe with global events. This message is addressed to Adonis Stevenson, the world light heavyweight champion, with the understanding that maybe you need to have the kind of words said to you that so many other fighters wish someone would have said to them. I can list numerous examples. Now, last night you destroyed someone, and you were interviewed. You co-headlined the event with Sergey Kovalev, and you talked about who you could face next. I want to give you the words that I hear from retired fighters that they wish that they'd heard. The man you took the title from, you took the World Light Heavyweight Championship from, you blew out in one round. Chad Dawson, basically a minute. But this is a guy who will have history remember the one-round knockout loss as sort of a blip. Even though lost to Andre Ward, what will be remembered about him is that he was the World Light Heavyweight Champion, and he fought the best of the best and made no excuses for how things worked out. He faced whoever would face him. Now, you're in an interesting position because you have the World Championship, but your positioning is like most. You are currently in your division like a bicycle racer in the Tour de France. You have the yellow jersey. That much is true. And you look around in Canada last night and you say, right next to me are two Canadian boxing stars, Lucien Boutet and Jean Pascal. And this wonderful thing is happening where there's this interest in my division and all this activity. Maybe Carl Froch, who's just across the lake in England, can face me. Maybe Bernard Hopkins. So, I'm going to help you, and I'm going to tell you what you should know. You will never face Bernard Hopkins. Hopkins has had 2 Hall of Fame careers, and he's satisfied with his title. He's not going after the World Light Heavyweight Championship at this point. Every fight is history in which he engages, and people do not need to see him fight anyone of any merit. He's not going to take you on. Put that out of your mind. He's not on your radar. He's on a publicity tour, and we're happy to go through that with him. But if he were to sign to fight you, we would be alarmed for his health. It would be disturbing to a lot of us. So he has a title. You have the championship. Be a champion. Don't wear the yellow jersey. You know, there's a movie called Rocky. I'm sure you've seen it. To people of my generation, it's the quintessential boxing movie. It was Best Picture. In the sequel, Rocky II, the manager, the brain trust, and there are people around telling you what to think, how to think, who to trust your money with, who to hang out with, how it goes. Everybody's shaking your hand. In Rocky II, the character of the World Heavyweight Champion Apollo Creed was played by Carl Weathers, and his management, his brain trust, a man named Duke, came up to him when he was trying to get a rematch with Rocky Balboa, the character upon which the franchise is based, and he said, "We don't need him. We don't need him. He kept coming after you. There are other things we can do, other directions we can go." And he said, no. He understood within himself that a championship is a doingness. It's an action. It's an activity. It's only a title for so long. And he insisted on becoming the champion or losing it in the ring. And he lost it with the greatest of honor. But he will never have to look back. And many fighters will never have to look back and say, I ducked the best. The top boxer in the world now. When he retires 5, 10, 20 years from now, after he dies, there will be a cloud over his prime forever named Pacquiao because of his fear factor. It would have been better for him to lose in 11 seconds of the first round than to hide from the man for half a decade. Anything you do outside of facing Sergey Kolaev next, you've been lined up. You've been lined up. You have a prison background, a non-American tradition. You're wearing the Kronk trunks. The HBO feels very close to Emanuel Stewart, who has passed on your connection to that legacy and the next generation of Stewart's wisdom. So there is an interest to build that, not to mention your explosiveness in the ring. But all paths for you point to Kolaev, because if you beat him, you become Kovalev for you is what Lucas Matisse was for Danny Garcia. I think that's the best way to put it. And Kovalev can give you the type of credibility that a $10 million payday can't. You can become the man. Danny Garcia is the man at 140. He's it. All roads have to go through him. You're trying to get a fight. You look around locally and you say, geez, in Canada I have these other guys that everybody would have to pass through you if you beat him. If you lose to him, you will forever be recognized as the champion. If we're next year at this time, at the end of 2014, you still hold a belt, a title, and haven't faced him, and he's still peaking, your value will go down. It will drop precipitously. It will drop. Kovalev is the man for you. And as soon as you beat him, he doesn't have more power than you. He sure can't match you in speed. But he's a real threat to you. He's who a champion, especially a new champion, should be facing to assert himself. If you do, you're over here. You're one of the few and the proud in the game. You are a real world champion, proven not just by winning, but by defending against elite competition. If you lose, you're still in a fairly good position. People want to see you, you're explosive and you're entertaining, and they believe that you'll fight the best. Even after Ricky Hatton was blown away going against the true best of the best, they still wanted to see him because this is a guy who was afraid of no one, who wants to fight the best. But if you duck him, if you do what Roy Jones did with Darius Miklaszewski and hide, it will haunt you and your children and their children. So, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to become the man, or you have an opportunity to become mediocre. Either way, congratulations on your victory last night. Congratulations on your World Light Heavyweight Championship. I encourage you to treat the championship not as a noun, a person, place, or a thing. You're not the person, the champion. The championship isn't a thing. It's a verb. It's a doingness. It's an action. Live up to that. Fulfill your potential. Make Manny proud. Make Emanuel Stewart, last real protege, live up to so many of his earlier ones. Thank you for your time. I'm Christian Shreve, and I'm here to tell you about why I think you should own my new book, Money Boxing, which is on sale now. Money Boxing has something for everyone, whether or not you know anything about boxing. You're about to receive a backstage pass into a world of glamour, corruption, and intrigue. And you're going to learn about the system, which is the only thing the casinos have had to fear in a long time. You can own Money Boxing by clicking on the link below now. I think you'll like it.